I'm sorry. Did I not say my line? Well, I beg your forgiveness. My memory has waned in the 7 months since we last spoke, traveller. Oh, I'm sure you've been very busy dealing with the banal minutiae of your pitiful life. If I could only source a violin of suitable diminutiveness to accompany your strife. Not that I depend on your presence to provide purpose to my existence, but to fill the time since your last visit, I built one of those Squirrel Challenge courses, but of course a little more fiendish given my position. Its sole purpose to provide a lengthy yet systematic method of torture for wayward souls. Something to provide me with entertainment. The first and only wretch to fall prey to my elaborate creation of eons got their foot trapped between the first 2 steps, snapped their ankle, and shattered both kneecaps. Instantly hilarious, but since non-fatal, I had to endure 53 hours of screaming and moaning. You'd assume the ambience of this realm to be nothing else, but it was incredibly irritating. It wasn't even the first challenge, it was merely the entry steps. Oh, I couldn't bear it, traveller. I just set fire to the whole construction and went for a drink. Well, now that you're back, I suppose we should get on with it.
Yep, it's Dead Reckoning, Season 3, Episode 7. Tonight, we have an incredibly special guest.
Least you can do.
Owner and operator of Adelaide's Haunted Horizon Ghost Tours, Alison Oborn joins us to clear the cobwebs from our unreasonably long hiatus.
I'll say.
And Kirsty offers a weak excuse for not writing that book she promised us.
Join us.
Just to clear up any confusion for our listeners, I am from Northern England and live in Australia. Alison is also from Northern England and lives in Australia.
Yep.
And the reason I found out about Alison was because on several past episodes I've mentioned, because I work for a Adelaide branch of a national company and I go to Adelaide quite a lot. And when I do go there, I go on ghost tours. So that's where I found out about Haunted Horizons originally. So I've covered a couple of ghost tours I've been on in this podcast previously, which were Z Ward, Adelaide Jail. I swear I've been on a third, but my memory's not the best.
I hope it was all good.
It was all good.
I'll not listen.
You can go
just
back
in
and
case.
listen. I can prove it.
Have I had you? And I mean, on a tour, like, you know.
No.
You haven't had me yet. Okay.
No, I've not been that
There you
lucky.
go.
Maybe next time.
Yeah. Well, next time you book on, I'll know your name. Look out for your name. I'll put myself on.
If you wouldn't mind, Alison, if you just give us just a brief background on you and Haunted Horizons.
All right, so...
Oh, it doesn't have to be brief. It can be long and
say,
meandering, if you like.
You're asking me to be brief, the person that talks for a living. Haunted Horizons came about because I'd been researching the paranormal for about 38 years. As paranormal field investigators, that was my research team. So we were the official researchers in the Adelaide jail for over 10 years. And they asked us to develop their tours for them based on our research. So after doing that for 8 years, I thought, you know what? I could be doing this myself as well. So that's how Haunted Horizon started in 2010. So it actually started because my husband, I was getting into photography and I used to like walking out there taking pictures of wildlife. And I said to my husband one day, I need a new camera because this one isn't good enough. And he kind of said, well, you get a job and you can have a camera. So
wow.
I did. And now
That's not my experience.
Now I've got so many cameras you wouldn't believe, and drones. It's great. And they all come off tax.
I'll show him.
I really like that strategy. Like, if ever my partner Lewis is like, I want this, it, like, get another job, get a fifth job.
Exactly. All right, I will.
Look how many cameras I've got now, Kirsty.
I've got so many. And if I want a new one, I'll go and get it.
Where are you from, Alison, in the Northwest?
What, in England?
Yeah.
I was bred in Newcastle upon Tyne. So all my relatives generations. Yeah, I'm a Geordie. You wouldn't know from the accent.
Northeast, not north.
Up around Newcastle. My family's still there. Then my dad moved down to Sheffield for a new job when I was about 10, I think it was, and grew up on the outskirts of Sheffield in Derbyshire, which is why the accent is probably a little more. I was going to say,
I was thinking more Yorkshire.
Yeah, and because Cag isn't here, I'm just going to say it says Cag and Ali. All right, Cag isn't here. It's just Ali. Cag's still asleep. She was working till 3 o'clock in the morning. She's absolutely knackered. But yeah,
I was just wondering where you were from, because I could hear that it was like a bit of, you sound like Paul's got an Aussie twang. He doesn't think he does, but he does. And then the longer he's around me, the more northern he gets, and then he reverts back.
You see, that's what that's where I was going with Cag, is when we travel, when we come over to England, the first thing we do whenever we get in the car is suddenly we start going into the northern accent. Mainly it started as a bit of fun, but now it's just automatic whenever we get over there and it's in the car, we're travelling, it's like, or if we're mimicking what a ghost might be saying, for some reason ghosts always have a northern accent.
I'll tell you what, lad, I'm going to haunt you. I'm going to give you a good old haunting tonight, lad. Don't you worry about that. Absolutely. Fed up with you.
I had to adapt my accent because when I was doing the tours, especially at the jail, when you take the teenager around here in Australia, they're not shy at coming forward. And it's like certain words I was saying, like I used to say, what is it? Bury. So when you bury somebody into the ground, which is they don't understand that here in Adelaide. So the kids are looking at us going, what's bury? And it's like, oh, you mean berry? It's like, no, berries grow on a tree, on a bush. So I've had to adapt my accent with doing the tours for Australia.
I feel like every time, if there's like a haunting and they say, oh, the doors kept slamming, that's always, I always think of our granddad Paul, who'd say things like, hey, put wood in Thor, were you born in barn? Like, that's just a northern ghost worried about the heating bill. Like, shut that bloody door.
There's now like a northern accent, except I can't do it on the road. It's a natural thing when I'm not thinking about it, but when I'm trying to do it, it's harder to get back. It's really weird. It's like, yeah, by the end of the interview, I'll probably be doing northern accent again. Actually, it was in Newcastle upon Tyne. There's a house up there that is the one that got me into all the ghost stuff that I was born into.
Which one was that?
It's in Spital Tongues up there. Actually, it's Belgrove West, and there's a very small house which I was born into, like a terrace house, and that absolutely terrified the life out of me. I'm surprised I'm even doing what I'm doing, but it's like a moth to the flame. You want to find out more. And that sent me on my... In fact, have you watched the Blackadder series? Here's my claim to fame. So the Blackadder series, series 2, he went to go and see the wise woman because he was attracted to his manservant, Bob.
Oh, yeah.
The lady who plays the wise woman, which you, if you're old enough, would remember, Barbara Miller, she used to do the Whiskers adverts when she'd call the cat in and it'd be the tiger that came in. I don't know if you remember those adverts. You might not be old enough. Remember. She's actually passed on, but it's her father that was haunting that house. So,
oh, wow.
There you go. That's
how old was the house?
The house dated back to early 1800s, I think. So if you look at it, it was just a terrace house. It was built for the mining area around there because Spital Tongues and all that area was hospitals, it had an asylum, and also mining. So they were all the miners' houses and rows of houses that were built for the miners. But yeah, it terrified all the kids. My sister can't have a normal wardrobe in her bedroom because he used to play with the doors. So she can only have sliding. She got phobia against wardrobes. My other sister used to wake up and find disembodied eyes in the corner of the room. No body, just eyes. And they would move across the room. And eyes were a very big thing with that house. So, yeah,
sorry,
terrified
wait a minute there. There were eyes in the...
Just eyes.
Around.
Just eyes, just lights of like eyes.
Spectral eyes?
Yeah.
Or actual eyeballs? Spectral.
She could just see eyes.
She could see them. Yeah, okay. I was
in the corner of the room, but they would move across the room.
I thought you meant they were like eyeballs just detached in the room. I was like, wait, you can't
just the front of the eyes.
So like spectral, all right, spectral
eyes watching her. Yeah, like because she used to share the bedroom with my sister, and that really. See, I didn't find. I was terrified of the house. We moved down the back, back lanes. We moved just down the back lane to a bigger house, and to go to my friend's house, which was 2 doors down, it would have been quicker for me to come up the back lane and then pass the house I used to live in and go to my friend's house, who was 2 doors down. And I didn't. I used to go a whole block around so that I could avoid that house. I just could not walk past that house. And at the time, I didn't know why, because my parents they always played it down. And I really didn't know about the background of it until probably I was 18 and I was sitting talking to my sister. And that's when they came out with all their experiences. So it's not like we were being fed it as kids. The parents actually tried to go the other way. Oh, no, it's just street lights flickering. That's all he's seeing. Of course, then my mum admitted she did actually see him. She's the only one that saw him. And she woke up one night to find him standing over the bed. But yeah, my earliest memory is heavy male breathing in the room with me, like somebody struggling to breathe. And I remember screaming and crying. And the other one was I was a bit of a tomboy and my brother had all the best toys. So I used to sneak into his bedroom when he was out. And the Daleks used to have, in those days, used to be toy Daleks and used to have the big key in them that you'd wind up and then put them on the ground that'd go across the floor. So I went in there and they just started up and went across the floor. Now, rational me goes, could it just have been enough wind in it left that me walking in the room might have set it off? But at the time, it was terrifying. And so when my husband first met me, I was still sleeping with the lights on. I had to have either a hallway light on or a light next to my bed. I could not sleep in the dark and I could not go down into places that felt intensely, you know how you can get that feeling. So he's seen me at my worst. But the more I did this, once I get into it, the more I kind of started to enjoy it, I guess. So, and now look at me.
Has that house been like? Is this a well-known place that people have investigated?
No, it's just randomly. For a while, I believe it became part of the uni students where they lived. I think it's gone back to being a private home now. In fact, it was only, I'm 63 now, but it was only 3 years ago that I actually plucked up courage and knocked on that door. Because, I mean, how do you knock on a door and say, hey, have you got a ghost? It's very hard. So I finally did it, and it was 2 young girls and obviously one of their partners or something. And I said, look, I know this is going to sound really strange. I said, but I was born into this house and I did have some weird things. And I said, it's been a lifelong thing. So I just thought I'd ask, have you had anything weird happen in the house? And they gave me a look like I was totally off my head. It's like, I think a stranger suddenly turning up on your doorstep is a bit asking weird questions is a little issue crackpot. And they're going, oh, no, we've never experienced anything. And then the partner behind them said, but do you remember when this happened and that happened? And it's like, okay, look, I'll give you my card. And if you want to talk, but they never have. So I'd like to think he's moved on.
Well, you should have asked, like, on a scale of 0 to 10, how many eyes do you see in a room at any one time in the house?
And whose are they?
Not including your own eyes.
Could be a new competition in that house.
Ooh, wow.
I don't think it was malicious. I think he just didn't know. Apparently he got mugged. This is all the information I was given, is he came out of the pub and they don't know whether he fell over a wall because he was drunk. It was New Year's Eve, or he got mugged, but he had head injuries. They found him unconscious with head injuries and he went to the hospital. He never came out. And it was his wife that sold it to my parents. And then my parents went away. My grandparents decided they would decorate the house. This is where it started. And they'd come back in the next morning to find paint pots all over the place, brushes, all over the place. So I don't think he approved what they were doing. But the wife did actually tell the neighbour that she used to feel if she had to sleep in a certain room because otherwise she would feel him put his arms around her. And that sounds lovely. Except when your husband's dead.
Ghost hog.
And she just couldn't cope with it. And so we ended up in there. And I think he just wondered who the hell we were in his house. So hopefully he's moved on. Hopefully he has moved on. But he terrified us. But I guess without him, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Yeah.
So, he was the one that put me on the whole thing.
And I would have been bored in Adelaide, which some would say is a worse crime.
Don't say that to the Adelaideans. Hey, we got haunted places. It's got something. Lots of wine and haunted places.
Could you just give us a list of the current, let's say, venues where you run your tour in Adelaide? New ones?
Yeah, when you're next over.
Oh.
The new one is Torrens Island. We've got the old quarantine station out on Torrens Island now. And we've just started there about a month into the tours there. So you got to go through 3 power stations to get there, but we do have it. And we're getting Ayers House back on North Terrace, which is one of the early historical homes here. But apart from that, our regulars are Adelaide Jail, which I've been at for 23 years now. Mm-hmm. We've got Zedward, Old Tailem Town, which is a pioneer village. Zedward is a criminally insane building, for those who don't know. It was part of our historical asylum there, where obviously the criminals went. What else we got? We got Shopping Arcade, Adelaide Arcade.
That's a Rundle Mall.
That's on Rundle Mall, yeah. We've got the Railway Museum down Port Adelaide, which used to be the old Port Dock Railway Station. So people go, why is a shed full of trains haunted? There's about 21 deaths just in the area where it sits. So every one of our venues is very different. People say, well, which one should I do? And it's like, but they're all so different. And they all have different things happening. And so it's a good selection. We love them.
What, did you say a shopping mall?
Yeah.
Why is a shopping mall going to be haunted? Like, I understand hospitals, prisons.
Yeah. One of the three definite deaths they're all in the newspapers. One was the most famous one is Francis Clooney, who was the beadle or the caretaker there. And he got dragged into one of the big, because the arcade was one of the first places to have electricity, and they used to have a huge, and it was big, like generator with massive flywheels on it. And of course, there was a problem with the electricity one night. The actual engineer who looks after it had gone out to do some under-the-counter work. So it left Francis to go and check on it. And of course, he used to wear a long coat. And I think what happened is his coat got caught in the flywheel. And they were spinning. I'd forgotten how fast they were going, but it's, as I say, quite a speed. So that dragged him in and he got crushed. So the newspapers are very graphic about what happens to a body when it goes through a generator, which I won't go into here, but it's great what the newspapers used to do back then. So there's Francis Clooney, there's little Sydney, who his mother was accused of trying to kill them both because he died of coal gas poisoning, which is what they used in those days. And so somebody had turned the knob on the gas stove and had left it on. And unfortunately, by the time they found them, Sydney was dead and she was unconscious, but she was still alive. And they accused her of doing it. But she didn't. I don't think she did. I don't think she did. And her husband, ex-husband, who ran off with another woman, he actually said at the end of the trial, I don't believe you did it. She was very depressed. She'd taken sleeping tablets, washed it down with champagne. So she wouldn't have known. Sydney had been caught twice before. turning the knob, playing with the knobs on the cooker. So it's probably what happened. And we had a great EVP. In fact, our podcasts, if anybody wants to go and listen to the EVP, might even be on YouTube. I might have put it up on YouTube. But if they go to Ghostcast on Spotify, there's an Adelaide Arcade episode, and I actually play. It's a really sad little EVP. We were doing a tour. Somebody was asking, Sydney, did you turn the knobs on the stove? And we clearly have a child going, I did.
Oof.
And it just, when you hear it, it puts, in fact, I leave it at the end of as a tribute to him as well, at the end of it. I never thought she was guilty, and it was really good to hear that because it kind of backed up. He's got a grave in West Terrace Cemetery, and the sad thing is she's in the grave, but they never put her name on the grave. Oh. And she did take her own life 6 months after his death. So it's a sad one. So then we got a murder. And he was hanged in the Adelaide jail. He shot his wife 3 times in the back. So it's like, it's got a fair bit happening in the Adelaide Arcade. So Francis Clooney is the best known one though. So
I like the sound of that National Railway Museum ghost tour because 1, ghosts, 2, trains.
Oh, look, I was never into trains. I always thought trains were boring until I walked into that museum. You got 3 massive sheds full of locomotives. And when you stand next to one of those big locomotive steam trains, but you're at ground level, not at platform level, and you see the size of the wheels and the size of the engines, and it's just like, wow, these are beautiful. So it's a whole new love of locomotives since doing that one.
How do you decide which venues to choose from? Do you do some sort of investigation in several places, and then you end up with 4 that generate the most results, and that's where you base your ghost tours? Or do you look at the history, or how do you pick these places?
A bit of both. Depends on the venue. Like the Adelaide Jail, I'd already done 8 years there as the researcher there.
Not as an inmate, just to clarify.
I've done 23 years. I've been there longer than some of those inmates, I think. So I already knew that one. We'd already done the hard yards with that one. We used to be in so often. We had the keys whenever we wanted. It was just, we were there for 10 years doing it. National Railway Museum, I'd heard from, a lot of it you hear from volunteers or people who work at these places who come on the tours. And of course, some of them were going, you got to get down there because we've been having this happen. It's really weird. And then we'll go in and investigate. So first up, we'll go and investigate ourselves, see what we get. That's it. Or you'll hear about something and then you'll approach and ask if you can investigate as well first. So a lot of it was we would do research first. We'd go and investigate, see what we get. And there's been venues I've dropped as well because I don't think it's fair on the guests, because we had St. Cecilia, which was a big mansion out in a place called Peterborough. And in honesty, because there was only one death there, which was the bishop that used to live there, we weren't getting enough on the tours to warrant keeping it on, and I want the best chance of something happening.
Yeah.
So we let that one go. So we have dropped them if we're not getting enough stuff happening.
I like the idea of you being like, come on, you lazy ghost, we're going to do a tour here. If you're not careful, no one's going to come here. Get out here and scare us, you lazy ghosts.
I tried to train a ghost once.
Oh, shoot it.
It's even with positive reinforcement. Because even though I do
like
the tours,
dogs.
even though I do the tours, it's still to me research. I mean, how lucky am I? I have 20 people going through on a tour. I can watch and see patterns. But at one point, in Z Ward especially, I thought, you know what? I wonder if you can do positive reinforcement with ghosts. So every day before you lot came in, I would go down a certain end of the building and I'd play a certain song. And I said, look, if you want music again tomorrow, or this song tomorrow, it says all you have to do is play with the guests tonight. and I will come back in tomorrow and I will play it again for you. And for about a week it worked. It ramped up. And then the following week I did it, and the song, even though I didn't touch any buttons, didn't touch anything, the song just suddenly cut off halfway and just stopped playing. It was like, all right, you've had enough of that one then.
What was the song?
It was actually, from the, oh God, it's the Hanging Tree.
From Hunger Games.
Yeah, but it's not that version. It's another version.
It's the original version.
It's, yeah. So it's that song, which actually I listened to the words afterwards and went, oh, that's probably not a good one to be playing.
Yeah, they were like, this is depressing. Can we not have
little children to like...
Can we not have some disco or something?
Actually, that's happened.
We had Bryan
before.
Adams' Everything I Do It For You for like 48 weeks. Surely the Ghost can put up with that for
I also, coming back to music, because I said it's interesting stuff, is on one time I was investigating, I had a REM pod in one of our more active cells. And I was sitting in the hallway with some guests, and I said, look, I'll play some music for you. And it was all soft music, like old time music. And then, I kid you not, my Spotify suddenly changed and it went to my playlist, not the stuff I was playing. It suddenly flipped to my playlist, and suddenly one of this really heavy beaty song came out. and then the REM pod went off. It was like it was going off to the beat. And I was far enough away, because I know how phones will set REM pods off if you're too close. I know that, but using it every day of the week, I know kind of how far I can be. But it completely swapped its playlist, played a song, and I was looking at the song, and it was, what was it, Crazy or something like that it was called, which was very fitting for where I was. All the songs on my playlist to start playing. And it's like, so maybe they do like music. I can tell you lots of stories on ghosts and music from that.
You're like your Spotify Wrapped at the end of the year is just like all like ghost tunes.
We can all just dance along with the ghosts.
It's like, do you like the sound of spooky wind?
They don't want boring stuff. They're like us.
They don't want the Halloween spooky sound CD on repeat.
Well, it did make me wonder. I mean, going back to experiments, it did make me wonder whether, because obviously they haven't got ears, have they? Because they haven't got a body. Do they feel the beat? And maybe that's why it went to a beatier song, because they maybe feel the vibrations or the beat. I don't know. I'm not saying that's how it works, but it did. It crossed my mind. There's always questions, isn't there?
Well, they have done research about, because I'm a music teacher, so when I'm teaching about, there are certain types of, especially dance music, where it's got a particular BPM and then a very low tone, which you can't necessarily perceive, but it'll be on a record, and it can make you either feel really uncomfortable, and they use it in torture, actually, or it can make you feel euphoric.
Yeah,
and you don't even know that it's there. So, like, I think if it is a ghost, and if a ghost is basically just a vibration, if we think that's what that is, then why wouldn't they just go, oh, it's what we are.
Yeah,
kind of like a dog and a cat talking to each other. Like, you're sort of like me, but not quite, and they don't quite know how to interact, but it's like, we're sort of the same.
Yeah, it just comes into you just try it out, and we just found that there's a certain what's it? It's all right. I was very early, so my brain isn't working. But there was another case I went on to, a private case. We're going away from tours now to research. And she was having all sorts of bad luck. She owns a property, and there's a very old house on it that goes back probably to the 1800s. And it's not lived in, but it's always made her feel uncomfortable. It's the original house on the property. It's only small. And they use it for storage. But they were losing a lot of animals on the property. She said it was ridiculous, like a cow gave birth to a calf, and the calf got onto its feet, staggered a few feet, and fell down a well. It was ridiculous amount of stupid deaths and animals getting sick and dying when the vet couldn't work it out. And so out of desperation, she called us in as a paranormal team, as paranormal field investigators. And I did an experiment with music, and I played, there's a certain, and you probably know if you're a music teacher, so you can probably fill it in better. I've forgotten which music it is, but there's a certain classical music that has a certain effect on the body. Some people play it to babies when they're in the womb. And I don't know if you know about that one.
Well,
it's some of the, I think is it Bach or Beethoven has a lot of that tempo or that, can't think what it's called. But anyway, look it up, all right? It's a certain classical music that has a certain tempo to it and a certain beat, and they actually find it has an effect on the body. And that's why the in thing was playing it through, putting the speaker on your stomach when you've got a baby in the womb, because it placates the baby and whatnot. So I was playing that as an experiment, and I said, look, I'm giving this for you. This is a gift for you. I said, we want to give you something. Because it turned out that it was a stone reserve. And people were, all through the ages of Europeans coming, taking the environment away. They were taking the stones from the river, taking the stones from the paddock to build their houses. And it was like everything was being taken from the property. And I said, we're giving something back to you. We want to play this. We want to, and the whole atmosphere changed when I played it. And then we went down and we left some items down by the river where all the deaths were occurring as well. And about 2 months later, we got in touch with the lady and said, well, how's it going? She said, it feels so different in here. She said, you walk into the house. She said, I don't know what you did, but I walked into the house to get something from the storage. She said, it felt so light. And she said, and even today, I've seen her 2 or 3 years later, there's been no deaths. All that has stopped. And it's almost like people have been taking for so long, but nobody's acknowledged and given back. Mm. And that's a really weird thing. I'm not into that. I'm more nuts and bolts, but it was a really weird case. And then it comes back to music again. So just weird. Why? I don't know.
It is. It's there's Bach and Beethoven. Brandenburg concertos and Moonlight Sonata have been shown to chill out babies in the room.
Yeah, there's a name for it. There's a name for it.
I can't think of what the specific. There are certain like low, especially in like dance music, where they've got a very low rumbling kind of rhythm to the
like infrasound.
And it can make you.
They do it in horror movies.
It makes your muscles relax, but it also, if you pair it with other things, it makes you.
It can make you very paranoid. Yeah, it can make you very paranoid as well.
Yeah.
They do that in horror movies, and in the background music, they'll put that low tone right underneath the music, which puts you more on edge. Yeah. So I could talk about that as well. You see, you get me talking. You're not sure about. Well, there's my Yorkshire accent again. Look.
So I've noticed when a lot of, I noticed this in America and I noticed in Australia, is that a lot of the haunted places are from the 1800s. And then when you look at the UK, obviously, our most haunted places are more like the 1600s. So do you think, is there something that, do you think is it something to do with the amount of sort of, if you think of what was happening in like Australia in the 1800s, that there's a lot more stress and sort of
I think it
violence,
comes with how long things have been around. You've got to remember that like Adelaide here wasn't settled by Europeans until 1836. So all the buildings are going to be 1800s. And
but
America,
like on the land though, the land was older than that. So is it the building that's haunted, or is it ever that the land's haunted?
And you've got to remember that Also, that in England, we were invaded every other century by one culture or another. There wouldn't be 1 inch of land in England that did not see some sort of slaughter at some point. Be it the Vikings, it's like all these people go, we're taken over by the English. It's like, oh my God, if we held a grudge.
Yeah. We're just getting our own back.
They invaded us. Exactly. We just decided to grow balls and go back. But yeah, I mean, you can go through from the Vikings. In fact, the Saxons weren't even British or English. They came from over in Germany, didn't they? The Anglo-Saxons. So, so it just went on and on. Romans. So we had the Italians, the Germans, the French, the Vikings. In fact, the Normans were Vikings, really, because Normandy was settled by the Vikings. So
you can't really go like 10 metres anywhere in the UK without stumbling across some sort of grave or like some haunted place. Like they found Richard III in a car park. Just like, what?
I mean, we were digging up, my father was doing some gardening in our house at Spital in Newcastle and found a Roman stirrup iron in the ground. So every inch of that land. And I think because of that as well would cause an awful lot of buildup of energy and stuff like that. Whereas Australia hasn't had that. America didn't have that until the Europeans came over. So, yeah, I think that's a big part of it. The house I lived in that was haunted in England was 1800s. So my sister lived in a house that was, which was terrifying. Her house, oh my God, it was the most scariest house I've ever been in. That was just a normal terrace house, and that would have been early 1900s, maybe late 1800s. So I don't think it's the age of the building. I just think it's whatever in history has happened in it. And we've got a bigger chance. We've got a bigger chance in England of having a lot more because we've got older buildings that we look after and don't knock down.
I know my American friends, when I tell them my house was built in like 1858, they're like, oh my God, is it haunted? And I'm like, I don't think so. But I mean, that's quite normal. That's a normal age of house where I'm from. Do you know what I mean?
Well, when
that's like a normal age for a house to be.
Yeah. Well, when I first came here, my mother-in-law is a historian for the local historian. She was taking me off into the city going, oh, look at this building. It was built in 1850 and it's like, I'm just going, really? trying to look polite because my sister lives in one that's 300 years old, like 200-300 years old. And it's like, oh. But if you're here long enough, you do actually change your thinking on history. And now it is history. And I'm very passionate about the history here. So, but when I first came over, it's like, yeah, that's not impressive.
It's just more the fact that they sort of they just assumed it was haunted because of the age. And I was like, yeah, but I mean, most houses around here are the same age.
Yeah.
So you can't have everyone can't be haunted, surely. Not everybody. And they just assume because it's like they talk about there was this really old house where I live. It was built in 1931. And you're like, right?
I know. Somebody will say, I've got a ghost mate. Oh, how old is it? Oh, it's built in 1940. And I'm like going, oh.
Yeah, we would call that ultra modern. We call them the new houses.
Exactly.
She lives in one of the new houses over there, built in the 40s.
So, but yeah, it's fun. But I think that's probably more the reason. I think it's just England is such
it's haunted.
It's a hotbed. It's a hotbed of tragedy, murder,
our whole country
in such a small little bit of land that you'd be lucky if you didn't have most of the stuff happening there.
Imagine if they had that rule here of in some of the states in America, you have to state if the house is haunted you have to say not haunted or haunted because you could get sued. Imagine if we had to do that over here and you had to actually have a paranormal investigator come around and go, yeah, at the same, you have a surveyor to check for mold and like rising damp, and then you have a paranormal investigator come in and go, not haunted, you can add 10 grand to your house with that, like belter. Nice one.
And
not
all
haunted.
paranormal investigators be going, yeah, if you just want to pay me a few dollars, then I'll put my
I
name on that.
guarantee
I'll put
not
my name on that,
haunted.
say it's not haunted.
Very few eyes. A normal amount of eyes.
I only saw our eyes in there.
Why is there screaming behind that door? Oh, never mind.
Don't worry, it's a bat. It's a fox.
Unrelated.
It's bats. Oh, if it was bats, then the council would really get involved, because they really don't like displacing bats in this country. They'd much rather somewhere was haunted. If it had bats, they were like, don't you dare develop this place.
I know. I've found that when I've been hiring places over there. It's like, you're not, you can't go into that area because there's bats.
There's a place near
there.
us called just around the corner. It was a cottage hospital, and they were looking to turn it into flats. And they were doing all these, tests and stuff like that. And the biggest issue with that £1 million development was that there were bats in there, and they had to spend a fortune, like tempting the bats out, putting them somewhere else. And guess what? They went straight back to the hospital with all where the new flats were. And now, if you want to see bats, and we've actually sort of, me and my partner, we're very, very keen on bats, so we will go out on a little bat hunt.
Yeah.
And you can they're everywhere. And it's like, they would not be moved. They would not be moved. Still in the same place. And they're just like, nah, we like this place. Thank you very much. But in this country, if you got bats, it's like, nah, you can't touch it. Or newts. Newts is the other one.
Oh, newts. Okay.
Yeah, you could.
You could totally be an estate agent just for haunted houses. It's just like, sometimes the wall lose blood, but at least it's not black mold.
I'd rather that than the mold.
Yeah, I'm going to say that would be a selling point to some.
This is the blood room.
Contacting the estate agents. Do you have any haunted properties?
Yeah.
My house needs to be haunted.
I want it, for vibes. Just like it.
But, yeah. No, I love it.
With your tours, Alison, so you do, I've noticed that I've not been game to go on one yet, but I've noticed you do a standard ghost tour, and then you do the ghost tour with the investigation element added to it.
Yeah.
Can you just give us a bit of detail about what goes on with the investigation part of the ghost tour, and maybe what equipment you use and how it works?
Yeah, that's actually the less scary part of the tour. People who do the first part, which is a 2-hour conducted tour, of course, you're in the dark, and I'm telling all the experiences that have happened there, and everybody's heightened. But then some people want to go home after that, even though they've booked for the other one. I'm going, no. Honestly, you're going to find this a lot more less scary. And you're going to get more intrigued with the equipment, because you're focusing now on something. You're focusing on the equipment, and it becomes more intriguing than scary. But yeah, we sit for about 2 hours. We just position ourselves, and then we get all the equipment out. We teach the people the real way of using the equipment, not the TV way. Show all because we try and we've always kept it real. And this is where I will not sell out. I'd rather have nothing happening on a tour, which can be like dying a death on those nights, excuse the pun. But I'd rather that than them going home thinking they've had something paranormal. So it's a case of re-educating them off what they're seeing on the TV. Like, you can't do this with that bit of equipment. Or if I get my two-way, I can talk to a ghost too, and then show them I can talk to a ghost by touching my two-way button and the thing's reacting. So showing them all the pitfalls and things to watch out for. And then we just go fishing, and that's the best way of saying it. We go fishing. We throw a line out, and we see if we get a bite. So we work with all the meters that you see. Anything you've seen, we probably got, because that's what the guests want to use. So when I'm traveling doing the YouTube, I probably wouldn't use it all, because it's a lot of time putting it out, packing it away again. How many EMF meters do you need to put out? But with the guests, they want to see it all, and that's what they're there for. So we've got everything from the strip wires, which are the individual little EMF meters in a line. So which I like those because they're so versatile. You can put trigger objects on each light. EMF lanterns, EMF meters, what else have we got? Audio, ghost boxes, cameras, what else? fluxus, which is your working on temperature change, which gives you a yes/no answers. Music boxes that do the same thing. Calibrate the temperature in front of them, change the temperature, they're going to play the music, let you know. So you name it, we probably got it. Most of it sits on a shelf doing nothing because my guides will say, we got to get this. I've seen this online, I've got to get it. And so I'll buy it. And then they'll go, they're like kids, they'll go, we don't like this. And then it sits on the shelf. So I've got so much equipment on the shelf that doesn't go to the tours anymore for that reason. But at least we've tried it and we can talk, to the guests about it. So, yeah. And if anything happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I always make that very clear. You would have had that on the tours, Paul, that we almost give a 20-minute talk on like, it's not like the TV shows and the YouTube channels.
And despite that, I think people, they go there and they're excited by the whole thing. They want to have an experience, and don't you know it, 80% of the people on the tour have an experience that very night. After they've been told, look, Alison was doing this for X amount of years, and she's had a handful of experiences, and everyone who goes into the cells is like, something touched me, something walked next to me, I heard a breath. Yeah. Like,
and you'll notice all the guides do is, that's interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you've said that so many times, Paul. Whatever.
Guides, it's like, that's nice.
Yeah.
But
and they try and qualify it with experiences that they know to have happened and had experience with in there. And when it's not that at all, they're like, oh yeah, well, that's interesting. We've not had that before.
We're aware that it's their experience. We can't say they didn't have it, and we can't say they did. It's their experience, and all we can go, well, that is nice. We can't. We didn't get touched, so we can't say anything about it. It's that's your experience, if that's what happened. But yeah, it's like I have to apologize. If you're on my tour, I tend to apologize because I say, look, over the years, the little things don't cut it for me anymore. So don't be offended if I say things like, when they say, I've just been touched on the hair, and I'll go, well, that's cute. I'm up there with the welts and scratches, the face plants into the cement, and the trancing out, doing weird things. That's what gets my adrenaline going and pumped. So I have to do that because I feel really bad at the end of tours, because sometimes people have had these personal experiences, like I've been touched and I end up the tour going, sorry, guys, that we didn't get much happening tonight. And then I think afterwards, I think, oh, my God, I've just dismissed this person's personal experience. But in my bar, you kind of automatically say it because your bar is higher and you didn't get that height. And it's like, I've got to stop doing that because it's totally dismissing people. So
it's like, sorry, pal, it's Amityville every day over here.
Sorry, you didn't collapse or anything and go to hospital. It's just,
Can you just tell us about the different, because I remember when I did the Z Ward tour, they were talking about the different types of ghosts, and there's a few of them that I'd never heard of before. And the one that creeped me out the most, that I was begging not to happen, was there was some sort of, I can't remember if they called it the creeper or something. It was some black thing that like crawled across the floor at people. I wasn't game for that.
That one, we don't put anything in the tour until it's happened about 3 times, because we are still researching and we want to know the people are having genuine experiences if we're going to put it in the data bank. But it started being that people were seeing something low to the ground, very dark, and it was moving across the floor. And then one week we had it happen 3 times in a week. And remember, we weren't putting this in people's heads then. So again, we don't introduce it to a tour. The reason you heard about it is because we'd had it happen enough times. We knew it was starting to become a thing. But people were on this 3 times in a row. We had one girl that nothing was happening. It was one of those peaceful nights. We get them. And she had started to provoke. And we don't provoke. We want to be more respectful. So, and even her friends were trying to stop her from doing that. And then she saw, we had what we call an EDI, which has a whole load of lights on it. She saw the lights black out and light up again. So she looked across at the other people to see if they'd seen it, and they hadn't. So she looked back, and because we're allowed to film for the records, in the video you see her launch out that chair screaming. She looks like she's kicking for her life, and she ends up round Cag's legs in the hallway, my guide. Now, she said she'd look back, and down next to her was this black thing. She could make out the silhouette of a head, part of the body. She could only see one arm on it. And then it just vanished. The next night, we had another guy experience the same thing. So he was on Estes, the headphones on the ghost box, with his eyes shut. He was calling out while he was here, and he suddenly felt like he had to look down next to him. And he looked down next to him, and he said there was this black thing on the ground. And he said it was like a seal. You know when a seal lies on its belly and pushes itself up with the flippers to look up? Yeah. He said that's what it looked like. It was like this thing on the floor, and he launched himself out. And then the third night, Cag saw it because she went in earlier because it'd been seen 2 nights in a row. She went in before the tour to see if she could kind of get things happening. And yeah, she watched it going from cell 9 to 10. And then she turned to the backup without saying anything, going, "Can you say anything?" She goes, "What, that black thing on the ground that's just gone from 10 to 11. It has been seen frequently. I had another group. I actually had a school group come, and I didn't take under 18s. I kind of do take 16-year-old now, but I didn't then. There were a whole lot of teenagers came in, and I put a girl, one of the students, into cell 2, which you probably remember, Paul, is opposite the mirror room, the one with all the mirrors in it. And she was in the corner, and she had... I'd come from the mirror room talk, come over to the cell 2 talk, picked up my water bottle to have a quick drink, and she came flying out in tears because she said in the corner, diagonally opposite her, she could see what looked like a grey shadow on the floor. And she'd been trying to work out if it was natural or not the whole time I was talking over the other side. And then she said when I walked over, it came out of the corner. It started to come across the floor towards her, and she realised it wasn't a natural shadow, and that's when she freaked out. And we calmed them down. I was talking and everything else, and we calmed them down. And then suddenly, while I was doing the stories, a girl near the mirror room suddenly just went down. And I'm calling my backup man. Student's gone down, going to tea to her. Another student went down. Another student went down. Then all I heard was a male student by the toilet door going, "Oh, F. You know, this can't be real." Boom, down he went. So I had about 5 or 6 students out on the ground after she saw that grey thing moving out towards her. But what makes me interested is I always introduce it as black, because you know, Paul, we say black, something solid black about knee high, not grey. So if it was imagination, you would think she would see it as black. But one of the stories, I don't know if you got told it or not, was Cag going down the hallway when we were going to do a live stream one night, looked into cell 2, and there was a grey shadow on the floor for her. So, and she described it as see-through and grey. I hadn't even told that to the students at that point. So that makes it a little bit more interesting for me that I hadn't described what had happened yet in that cell to Cag, but she saw it like Cag did. So not like I described it in the hallway.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds like the exact type of school trip I would do, and then I'd be in someone's office explaining myself.
Do you know what? He went to, because I told him maybe you should take them to the jail. And he insisted, no, they're tough kids. They'll be fine. And he sheepishly went out and went, yeah, next time I think I'll come to the jail. It's like, you've got to understand, these were criminals. They would have been in there. Teenagers would have been bait for some of those that were in there. And it was good fun for me, but I gather he would have got a roasting for it. But
they sign permission slips. You can do anything to them after that.
Excellent. That's all right then.
I've got my piece of paper. I've got it here.
How was your school trip, son? Okay.
He's a really good teacher. I've got 2 schools that regularly come every year with their classes, 2 teachers. So they come every year. They put it down to doing tourism and dark tourism and stuff. That's why they come.
Yeah. Oh, we can bullshit anything to go somewhere we want to go.
English horror story writing, anything like that.
We need to go to the zoo for the music trip. It's very important.
Oh, the kids are so good as well when they're there. The one kid, the teacher went on the Estes and he couldn't have heard. I've never seen the equipment answer like it did this night when we had about 20 kids sitting down the end of the hallway. And the teacher was way down the hallway on the headphones. And I could hear the ghost box. I know he couldn't hear anything. And one of the kids got cocky and said, I live at, and he gave his full address. And then he said, are you going to come home with me?
Oh, God.
And the teacher at the same time went, yes. Actually, that's on our YouTube vlog. I did actually put that part up in the vlog, Christmas vlog that we've got up. So if you want to go and watch it, it's like, yes, everybody freaked out. I just said, beware what you ask for in here, because these were criminals with mental health issues. You don't go inviting and telling them to come home with you. So, but yeah.
It's funny, one of the tours, there was a warning given that the spirits can follow you and come back to wherever you're going, to your house or wherever with you. And if that happens, just politely tell them to leave.
Yeah, it's a joke.
What?
That's a joke. It's a joke. It's normally when
but
people
I pay for this Uber in full. Is that what you?
Yeah, it's because people go, oh, can you follow it home? Can it follow you home? We always go, oh, look, not usually. We haven't had any cases of that, but if it does, we have a 14-day return policy. You want our ghost returned within 14 days if it goes home with you. I've not had any cases really of anything follow. I go into some of the worst places in England, America, when we're hiring the places, and I think in the whole time, 38 years, I've never had anything come home with me. So
you just need like a medium at the door as like a bouncer. It's like, where are you going? Not so fast.
They probably look at me and go, I'm not going home with that crazy lady. She sings.
I've always been like, ever since I've seen the movie The Others, I've been worried, like, if I had like a ghost experience, what if like I'm actually the ghost?
Yeah.
And like the house is like
an interesting
like
concept, isn't
haunted
it?
by like real people, and it's like me that's the ghost, and I'm like, I don't even know what's going on here. It's like 1 minute I'm having me tea, and the next minute I'm a ghost.
This is why you've been banned from your GP's office, because you keep bringing stuff like this up.
I'm on a lot of medication.
I see ghosts.
What if I'm the ghost?
I want your medication. No, it's an interesting concept, though, are we? We think maybe that's all we are to them.
I'm definitely not a ghost.
But do you know that?
Yeah, because look, I'm slapping myself right now, look, and I'm right here.
Who's to say? Who's to say that on the other side they don't have bodies? You see?
I think the afterlife would be pretty disappointing if I still had to pay for a season ticket for the train.
Yeah, if I still got so I have to put the bins out every Friday, even in the afterlife.
It's just like a call center, and I'm just on the shift for like eternity. It's like there's a constant call queue, and I'm like, why? What did I do to deserve this? I don't take shopping trolleys back to where the shopping trolleys go. I just like leave them in the car park just to like roll around.
That's it. You've answered your own question there.
I know. I'm really sorry about it. I won't do it again.
There's a special place in hell for people like you.
That's right.
I think there is kind of like a rubbish hell that's like, you're not really evil, but you're just a pain in the arse, and like you have to go there.
That's where I'll be going.
I remember I saw an old sketch, and it was like, do you have Netflix? No, but we've got Amazon Prime. And it's like, do you have like Harry Potter? And he goes, no, but we got Percy Jackson and this Sea of Monsters. And he goes, is this like an ironic hell thing where everything is like the second best, like the knockoff? It's like, do you have Hunger Games? Like, no, but we've got was it Maze Runner?
Yeah.
That's kind of like me and Lewis have just been rewatching The Good Place because we love that show, and they're in that. So in the show, The Good Place is like heaven, the bad place is hell, but then there's like a medium place when they just can't quite decide exactly where you go, and that's very much like that.
Yeah,
it's like got one video and it's like it's something
that's where
like,
I'm headed.
Yeah, it's just a
we're heading there.
A weird sequel, and there's like nothing ever is quite right. Everything's tepid.
Oh dear. Yeah, well, I just put the new episode up from Glenbar, and there's a bit in it where I've just got the giggles in the chapel, which I'm going to get hit by lightning one day. I just know it, like a bolt of lightning. And Kag's trying to do a sermon to see if it gets anything to happen, and I'm just losing it. And I didn't mean to say it, but I just said, who wrote this shit? And it's like, suddenly I just suddenly realised what I said, but it's in the episode. But there you go. I'm going to go somewhere like that, trust me.
So one question I had that was something interesting that was raised by somebody. Somebody asked a question, and it was your typical movie supernatural question. And the person running the tour said there are no demons, demonic ghosts, whatever you want to call it, in Australia, only America. I thought that was very interesting. They didn't say why or give any background.
Was that on our tour?
Yes.
Who did you have?
Don't
say that on here.
Someone's getting fired.
I think someone was asking about something malicious or something like that.
I've been doing it, all my life just about, and I have never come across anything demonic ever.
Right.
In all the places I've been to the demon houses like the Sally House and I actually had really nice experiences in there. I guess that's a tongue-in-cheek thing. It seems to be in America, it's all demons, okay. But in Australia, we have a little bit more of I guess we're more down to earth here. Yeah. So we don't jump to all that stuff and all that. Yeah. Demons to me, it's a belief system. I don't have that belief system. Is there anything that's angry? Yes, I've come across things that are angry, and obviously if you're a horrible person in life, maybe you're going to take that over with you. But I've never, ever come across anything demonic. None of us have. And as I said, I've been in all the big places in America that are supposedly demon-infested and never had one thing. Mind you, we sang to them, so that probably chased them off. It might be the way we go in and do things.
I remember when you brought that up, Paul, as well. I remember saying, is it something to do with and I'm going to call them the OG Australians because I don't know the preferred term nowadays, but do they have a deep in their belief system demons or not? Because that's very much
not really.
No, yeah. That's what I was wondering. It was just
I think in America is a very much religious orientated, obviously, whereas Australia isn't, and I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm not saying this is fact, and I'll never say anything is fact. This is just, in my opinion, in my belief that I've gathered over the years. Again, it's a belief system. So if you believe in God, then you've got to believe in demons and the devil as well, because that's the opposite. And if you've got a country that is very religious based, then obviously that's going to be a big part of your life and your culture. And I think that's why it's quite a popular thing over in America, where it's not popular. Demons and whatnot aren't as popular here in Australia because our culture isn't the same on that. So again, I think it comes down to a belief system on that. So until I meet a demon,
that sounds very polite. Hello.
I've been called out to people who are supposedly possessed when I was doing the research, not tours, obviously. And fortunately, we used to have a psychologist in our team. So we were safe to go out to those cases in case it was mental health issues. And all of them could be put down to mental health issues that we came across. So it's Yeah. Until I come across a true possession or a demon, or then my belief system has to be from my own experiences, which is I've never come across anything demonic. Scary, angry, testy, yes, but never anything demonic. So
it's like in all the witch trials and that, and like everyone's just eating like ergot tainted bread, just like going, that woman talked to the cat. And she like sets her house on fire, and then the house is fine. It's like a woman reading, burn her.
What would you say has been your scariest ghost experience of adulthood? Now that we've covered your incredibly scary house when you were a kid,
it's a hard one. Probably, I'm gonna say it's not one we do. It's in Adelaide. It's part of that asylum again. So what we have is Z Ward, which is the criminal building at the back. But there is another building on site called the Elms, which is a 3-story sandstone building where the women used to be put. And we got called in. EMT had it, the emergency medical team. And they were having things happen. They were seeing a child, hearing a child. And they called us in as paranormal field investigators to check it out. And I went there on my own on one of the occasions, and they got called out to an emergency. And they said, look, we've got to lock the building, obviously, with me in it. So I couldn't get out. And they said, you can go up to the 3rd floor, but you can't put a torch on and you can't put lights on because we're not supposed to be up there. There's nothing up there. It was empty. And I thought, all right, well, I'll go up and take some photos. So I was taking photos and the light was going down and everything felt fine. A bit like Z Ward during the day. You can hear the birds singing, there's light. And then it started to get dark and I thought, you know what, I'll do some investigating. So I put a camera on. And what it is, it's a T-shaped building. So you got your long hallway and then they've put an extension on where the ice baths therapy were down the hallway. So that's your little T section there. So I'm standing at the fireplace looking down towards where the ice baths are. And you can hear me it is up. You can hear me on the video turning to the camera going, well, it's quite quiet here at the moment. And then all of a sudden you hear a growl. And I'm looking at the camera going, until that bit. And then I thought, well, I'll continue. And I was like trying to call something in and feeling quite brave. And then suddenly down in the bottom room, you'll hear a bang and something moving around. And it's like, you can see me just about freeze. And I'm going, okay. And then there was silence. And I said, well, if that's you, can you do it again? And it did it again on command. And I was like, okay, maybe a possum or something. Waited. And I said, if that's you, can you do it a 3rd time? And there was this really loud noise. And I actually watched a shadowy silhouette go past the frosted glass of the window. And at that point, it's like, oh my God, the whole atmosphere changed. I'm in this building on my own. I'm on the top floor of the site. These women were setting fire to themselves, some of them, in the old days there. God. And it was just, I can either stand here in the dark, as it's just about dark now, and freeze and wait for them to come back, because I won't be able to move soon. I will have frozen solid to the spot. Or I can leave now, go down the stairs to where they had their office, where there's some light. And I chose that option. And you can see, I've got the camera running, you can see me going down the stone staircase. I hit the bottom of the staircase and you suddenly hear a door upstairs just go bang. And then you'll see me walking very, very fast into the lights. I won't say I ran, but it was really, really, at the time when you know you're alone, you're locked in a dark building. You don't know what you're dealing with. You can't put a torch on because you know the fear of security seeing you, you're going to be in big trouble. You're going to get them into trouble. And there's also one point where I'm sitting in the chair and you can hear bangs all around me. And you actually, I didn't know it till I went reviewed the footage years later, you can actually see a small section of my hair lift up and then move across. And it's not all the hair, just a small section on one side. I didn't feel it at the time. And I think what was the other one?
I don't like to have my hair touched by people, let alone ghosts.
Oh, look, you can see it's just, and there isn't any wind. I'm in a locked hallway. There's nothing in there, and it's just, you see it move. But I didn't feel it at the time. The one I got there as well, and I'm glad I didn't hear it at the time because I was on edge. I was sitting in the middle floor hallway down, looking towards the ice baths down that section again. And I was sitting in the hallway and I had my voice recorder going and I'm asking questions, and on playing it back, you can hear me clicking off a photograph click. But then you hear, I'm glad I didn't hear it at the time, but it sounds like a maniacal woman laughing. It's just this like that on the audio. And it was like, I was so glad because I was on my own in the pitch dark. There was no lights, no ambient light, no nothing. And it's like, glad I didn't hear that at the time. So that building, people say, which is the scariest building you ever been to? I've done Waverly Hills, I've done Sally House, I've done all the ones that everybody pretty much knows about, all the big ones. And I would still come back to this one ward at Glenside. And I would give up all my other venues if I could have that one. Because that one was something not right about that building. So, yeah, that was the scariest building I've been in. Most of the time I just get excited. I get startled. You see me on the videos when we do our episodes, something will happen and I'll just about hit Kag in the face or... because I am ADHD, so the first thing I'll do, any loud noises, I'll startle. It's like, it's just a reaction and then you come off when you know it isn't the saber-toothed tiger coming at you. But otherwise, it's more an excitement thing. It's more than it is a fear thing now, whereas it used to be a fear thing. So what I would have found frightening all those years ago, now I just find exciting. So,
if you're in Adelaide, obviously, the Haunted Horizons ghost tours, which you can book. There's Adelaide Haunted Horizons YouTube channel. There's Haunted Horizons Ghostcast podcast. There's a paranormal blog that's just accessed via the website. You've even got books, Ghosts of the Past.
I've got a book on the jail, the 10 years of research we've done. I've got 5 others on the go that never get finished because I'm too busy running a business now and doing YouTube.
There you go, Kirsty.
So
Kirsty's got excuses as well.
People go, you wrote that 16 years ago.
Maybe you need a ghost writer.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask one of the ones at Z Ward, see if one of the ghosts there will do it for me. And I do want to point out before anybody comes on the tours, and I'm sure Paul will back this up because he hasn't done the investigation, have you, Paul? If you go and watch the YouTube channel, do not think that is how we do our tours. I am not sure how our business channel became just Kag and me mucking around and going investigating, and because it's mainly about bringing the history of the locations and then throwing a line out to see if we get anything. But if nothing's happening, we bring our own hot sauce. So we tend to banter and knock each other, fall over a lot, fall asleep in the middle of EVP sessions. And it's like, that is not sing Bohemian Rhapsody wherever we go, in case the ghosts like it. That is not what we do on tours. Let me just separate the channel from the tours.
In fairness, if you were to leave me alone in a dark room for long enough, I'm falling asleep. I don't care about no ghost. I'm having a kip, me. Just put me on the floor.
Kag will be asleep on her feet while we're doing it. Kag will be asleep in the background. Kag will be asleep in the middle of asking questions.
Well, thank you very, very much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
No, it's been fun. Thank you. It's actually been one of the most fun interviews. So.
Yay.
Yeah, we hear that a lot. We don't hear professional, we hear fun. But we still I still like that.
I'm going to give you a good old haunting tonight, lads. Don't you worry about that.